Alright, everybody. I'm gonna take a hard guess and say it's working. Yeah. Yeah, this, let me put this on. I was watching it on somebody else's shit. But here's what they don't tell you in the news briefs. So, Damon Mom was a little bit eccentric, so I'm gonna switch over to his, Xander Hall. I would watch Sharks, but for some reason, Twitch is really fucking laggy. So, I can't really watch any streams on there. There we go. General. I don't like watching it online. I think it's phenomenal. Finally, the bargaining power. Xander is probably going to be the most like equal. Like he'll defend Washington, but he'll at least take accountability for what Wash says. So it's true, the flights are an issue, but here's what they don't tell you in the news briefs. So stock buybacks, something that many companies now do because of their decriminalization. The airline companies have spent an anomalous amount of their profits each year on stock buybacks to enrich their CEOs and shareholders, rather than on hiring more pilots. It seems the issue here is this is a simple supply demand issue. People need to raise their wages. You see these news stories from time to time where it's like, I raised my wage to $15 an hour, and people showed up, and it's like, yeah, that is how economics works. Yeah, it is. It's definitely how economics works. And he told a story it's about like a pizzeria where they were paying $35 an hour to some pizza cook. It's such a simple fucking thing, too. You know. That was the line. He kept trying to find people who would do it. Kept raising wages. Finally, settled on $35 an hour. That means pizzas are going to basically more than double because the wages. Tip-pool has been actually really decent. Surprised by that fully. It was going to be a lot worse. That might have an impact on those pizza makers. But the ripple effect is. I hate whenever it just like randomly changes quality. Just for no reason. It's like, what the fuck? Watching Papa John like's career entirely crash upon itself was fucking depressing. Like watching it was like watching a sad version of the Joker that only eats pizza. It was amazing. For a year, nobody worked. Very few people worked. Used to staying at home, and as the government should, they should have done more. But as the government should, it took care of them a little bit.
We have to ride this out. What are government funds for but riding this out through common crises? Better this than war. And now people are returning to work, and they're realizing work sucks. Work sucks everywhere. But in this country, compared to maybe some of our equally developed contemporaries, work really sucks. The work culture, our rate of overproductivity, the Americans more than any other
Really?
country, by the way. We push our
Wash looks like a doctor, or like somebody, or like a dentist or something. Like when you're in a white jacket, but he has like the most regular shirt on. It's great.
jobs, but they have like 2 to 3 part-time jobs. They don't get their schedule for the next month
Yep.
until like 2 weeks before the end of the current one. They're constantly worrying about whether or not they're going to make their shifts line up to get enough hours to get the money they need to pay down their student debt along with the rent and everything. It sucks. And it's untenable, and we are in an era of unprecedented record profits for CEOs. So yes, I think the solution to this, and it'll be a rough one, that's for sure, is we should normalize higher wages. Maybe the solution to $15 an hour was never a federal mandate. Maybe it was the inevitable economic necessity of incentivizing workers. Hard to disagree with a lot of that. I will say that the lockdowns were way too harsh and intense.
Hard to disagree with a lot. I can't find anything to, say that even the right won't fucking, they won't like me.
And not pay for it. That's the eminent domain argument, right? Which was one of the best arguments for the stimulus package. I just think the lockdowns were far too severe and far too intense and really infringed on people's liberties and abilities to be able to take risks. I want to go a different direction. I just want to ask you a question. It's just more kind of about human nature. Do you think human beings are naturally good or naturally bad as human nature? Tabula rasa. I really think we are blank slate. Maybe there's some inclination. We're hardwired to be social. I know that.
Blank slate, other than possible,
the best society merges those two.
like it's literally a blank slate, just simple.
From now until we die. Locke's, Rousseau's, or Hobbes? Which social contract?
Environmental factors affects the person. That's how it goes.
Ubiquitous philosophical term. Well, because they all wrote on those terms, right? And they totally disagree. They all thought different things of humans.
Maybe it's a controversial statement, but in some fucking universe, Hitler was a fucking really talented painter. Like in some world, Hitler was a really talented painter. That's just some other universe, not this one, but another one. He was like the next Leonardo da Vinci of fucking Germany or something.
I think that the best economic systems will work when everyone is an absolute POS, just a dirty, horrible human being. Very
it's like everybody's capable of evil. It just matters on how bad the environmental factors are. And like, if you're taught resilience, you'll most likely make it past that, and you'll be a productive member to society. But if you're not really taught how to keep control, you eventually lose your mental stability, and that's a bad thing.
Just better like you're taller. That's it. Oh,
but I think your interpretation of the question is part of the answer.
By any metric, there will always.
I keep thinking that they're in like the same room, but I know for a fact they're fucking in. They're in the same room, right?
I agree. I think I mentioned this before the show. If you were to ask anybody on the left or right, what did you want? It would be like for everyone to prosper.
Or Charlie Kirk, like, are they actually? I can't tell whether or not they're on computers or they're on.
The issue is.
Or they're like they're FaceTiming or they're fucking.
I'm not sure if we want the same thing. I want more preservation.
That doesn't look like something Charlie Kirk would like.
Socialism? Absolutely.
Oh. Yeah, no, they're in the same room. All right. It's weird.
We don't need to play the word games.
No, why do you want to preserve?
I think that we have something beautiful.
It just looks weird. I keep thinking Charlie Kirk's on the left side when the reality is actually on the right side. And every time fucking Pimple looks to his right, I keep thinking he's talking to Vosh. Oh wait, no. Theoretically, he's on his left. Theoretically, he's on Pimple's left, and Vosh is on his right. So it kind of works there.
I think that a rights-based system is naturally the best way to govern.
Do you want people to be stripped of their rights, imprisoned, brutalized, impoverished?
Of course not. No. I mean, the sacrificing of rights is something that usually has to be earned negatively, like murder.
So this is what I mean. Because I think I can ask you the same question. Do you want people to be brutalized, impoverished, imprisoned?
Of course not.
Taking the rights away.
But I would never want to grow complacent. You're both familiar with the Marxian theory of dialectic materialism. You mean Hegel's theory?
Oh no, he had the dialectic, and we built on it.
I'd love to get into. I really want to get into the Marx thing because I'm super fascinated by it. No, I just want to say, the theory.
Yeah, no, I know you want to get into that. You want to get out of this conversation.
Human society, the human project, it evolves as a product of antagonism, grinding antagonism between people. In Marxian view, different theories again. Well, yeah, no, I'm
gonna do a little bit of the toke and then.
Yeah, I won the argument. Well, no, I'm not. Well, you're not. I'm just saying, like, he would get mad at you if you said he was Hegelian.
Charlie Kirk has a tiny fucking face. This man has like not grown in terms of his like facial facial features. This man's like face is smack dab in the middle. Like there should be at least. I'm not saying your forehead has to be a fucking fucking dome, but your forehead should be at least a little bit bigger than the space between your lip and your chin. Like there should be like a discrepancy in between those. Charlie Kirk, no, he said fuck that. His forehead and his like the fucking lip, the chin space, same exact fucking way. Literally smack them in the middle. It looks like a fucking John Cena meme photo. One of those fucking photos where they like shrink the face. Oh wait, no, it was Trump. They did the Trump. They had like the fucking shrunk face meme. It's exactly what it looks like with Charlie Kirk, but he's like real life.
Winston Churchill's fears about the evil Germans.
It's also the fact that his fucking head is like such a perfect egg. Oh, sorry, fucking almost swallowed my mic. Fucking his head is a perfect egg. Like if you shaved his head, it'd be perfect. It'd be like a hard boiled egg,
You know my problem? I feel like that's proof. I don't copy Bosch. We're just on the same wavelength constantly. So we have the same ideas.
It's like you guys agree on the same thing, which are good things. So what the fuck are you gonna
Celebrities flying airplanes, and I'm like, how am I supposed to trust that?
Bernie, gotta get Bernie. I rode the train to work. He didn't have to do that. Bernie's the man, true revolutionary. So
True revolutionary.
I'm sorry, because I kept getting sidetracked. But the idea of the human project is super interesting.
Bernie, bro, I gotta get a flag.
Yeah, well, I'd like to think. I mean, people have always said this is the best it gets. The postmaster general.
There's no way he's running again, but like he fucking he's well it's I don't know. He might go back and say I'm once again asking for your financial support and just like I'm once again asking for your financial support. It is 2024 and Biden needs to get out of here. But yeah. Are the Assange fans here? Is Assange started streaming?
And today, I now am here.
Well, no, they're not in this stream, but they're on fucking. Apparently, they might have songs on this something.
And you mentioned the conservatives tend to be more fearful, and I think there's history that shows us things can go better. You can have something that's good, not great, could probably be better, and then end up with an unchecked.
That's what we said, Bosch. Not Bosch. Hassan was streaming. Hassan's gonna fucking have a riot with this shit. So is Destiny. Destiny's gonna fucking cover this. I know this, but Bosch doesn't want to speak to Destiny, but Destiny's gonna cover this. One thing I noticed is Bosch and Destiny are in the same groups basically. Well, not in the same groups, but they hang out in the same like circles and shit of like progressives and sometimes liberals. They kind of like example. I'm pretty sure both of them have do a lot of round tables or like virtual round tables with Dylan and fucking Demon Mama and everything like that. And even fucking Demon Mama was covering it.
It's actually exponential. It just goes.
Who the fuck is this long-haired guy? I'm so confused. Who is this guy? Is that the guy that's supposed to be on Tim Pool's stream?
Very ubermensch, but continue. Yeah. Sorry. It always feels like everyone argues like this is the best it gets, and any future steps would be treacherous. But then we always make that next step. I don't know if America's going to be around.
Hervey's? No.
Countries far older than ours have fallen in the lifetime of America. So I can't look at
Charlie thinks Vajanja is Bruce, can't handle too.
But I can say this. I fear stagnation. And every country that has ever set itself upon stagnation has always died. Every time. Every country always seeks to better.
But yeah, Destiny and Bosch literally hang out basically in the same progressive circles, and they don't talk to each other.
Culture has stagnated soon.
They used to, but now fucking Destiny apparently has been a complete ass to Vosh, and Vosh is very defensive of himself, so he's just done. Me, in my honest opinion, like, I still watch Destiny, I still watch Vosh, I watch almost everybody. The only person I don't think I watch is, I forgot who it was.
Against some of those social movements, which is just not true. And I'm not saying you'd be a Confederate.
I don't really watch Sam Cedar in the Majority Report. His type of like commentary on political stuff is not my thing. His debates are a lot better, in my opinion, than his like actual elections. That's not my fucking. That's not my right to say though. It's just it's just not my content. Me, I enjoy the singular person. I think it's just the fact that there's two people. I do not like when two people are like talking about politics. I like when like one singular person is doing it, and then they have like chat or something.
Do you think I do that? Like you? No, I don't think you would.
It just feels a lot simpler, less chances for things to like fucking like go chaotic,
I don't know who that is. Who's she founded the 1619 Project? Against people like that.
Yeah, anything mentioning race, apparently Charlie loves.
Against social change. I'd love to abolish abortion, for example. I'd love to put fathers back in the home. So conservatives are not necessarily.
They call him Carly Chirk.
We want to stagnate. We want the correct form of social change. So let me ask this then. Let's get to the core. What values are you looking to maximize? This is a great question. Not just like morality, because that could be the same thing or different things to anyone. But if you were to look at a society and were asked to assess its worth, what metrics would you look for? Its ability to defend those that can't defend themselves. Okay. Charity, generosity, integrity, faith in your creator, the ability to pass down good and moral values to the next generation, one that believes in work, and one that believes in the cause of the nation above the self.
Of the self.
It's a fairly collectivist point, that last one, though, wouldn't it be? Well, God, the nation above itself. I mean, you could call it collectivist, but I wouldn't say the state. I'd say the idea of the nation, right? So there's two different things, and those are conflated.
You put on a background or something to make this a little bit more.
Contradiction. I'd love to ask you about that. Sure. But just like kind of just being like a Christian atheist, right? I might answer when you're done, by the way. Yeah. I think my follow-up might
it worked.
But the state
did not work.
Is a creation.
Oh, it did work. Hopefully it stays on. It's pretty cool. I feel like a fucking boomer using this shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm young, but I feel like so old using this. I feel like I'm fucking sitting here like taking 80 seconds to figure out like I don't use playback speed. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm eventually gonna get a better setup. Right now I'm just like going off of Restream and shit. It's in the studio just to get the streams out on both platforms. Because mobile, apparently you're not allowed to live stream on two platforms at the same time. I don't know what it is.
It drives men to do terrible things. Because interpersonally, all of the chemical effects of empathy kick in. I look at you, I see. But
I look at you,
I see you. The nation, the fatherhood, and it becomes very easy to convince people to compel themselves towards courses that they would
small
expected you to use a 1930s reference earlier, so congratulations. No, well, I'm not calling you a fascist. I'm only saying. No, I know you did do the correct. I didn't mean to hyperbolize. But there's other nations today that have those values that we would never call fascist, like Japan.
Charlie Kirk's face is almost as small as his dick. That's a good one.
I really don't like either of those countries for the reasons that
I look at you. This chat is just golden. I look at you. I see a tiny face.
They do so in part because there's a degree of anti-individualism that's subservient they all expect of the common good. Now, it's funny. I feel like our roles are being reversed a little bit. Isn't that interesting? The common good is something I appeal to. For me, the value.
Japan particularly is decreasing due to the fact that they're getting a lot more racist, and Korea is the same exact thing, probably worse. It's just the fact that it's worse means most people can't leave really. So, like I don't know about South Korea, but North Korea is just fucking hell, absolute hell.
So, probably no. I agree.
I can't imagine living up in North Korea. The place, like from what I've seen, from what I've heard, The place which doesn't seem like a fun, like even like enjoyable place to like live. Like you have a house that place seems like beautiful, but whenever you're basically you're right, it's basically attained to a piece of bread and like a piece of board. It's like, what do you do? Uh, Plus, whenever you go on Google Maps and check out the very few photos that are up in North Korea, it looks like a fucking ghost town. It looks like something out of a fucking like zombie movie. But like you just cleaned up, like if you cleaned up the streets of a zombie movie and just left it, it would be that. Just a ghost town. I'm fucking reacting. My phone almost dropped down to the ground. I had to fucking grab that shit.
That sometimes people can be free for other devices that they are not able to regulate. They can be free not from alcoholism, drug addiction, some sort of any other sort of perverse addiction. The idea of freedom is very libertarian. But I agree with that, though. No, I know you. I say that. Oh, sorry. Just the greatest society is one.
How is that not freedom?
Degeneracy. That's chaos. What is degeneracy? I like men. How about pedophilia?
I like men.
Whatever he wants. Is pedophilia freedom, Val? As long as they don't infringe on the rights of others. I'm sure you could believe. I would believe. So
Yes.
Limits on freedom is what it's not this Wild West campaign.
No, you're fucking idiocy. You literally just heard him say, you're allowed to do what you want as long as it doesn't infringe on the rights of others, aka the rights of a fucking child. You fucking idiot.
Why do you think those things are bad? I think they're bad because they're stripping other people of the ability to do that which they will. With all those examples, you harm the person. How about dealing drugs? I think that dealing drugs is a person's freedom, as is taking drugs. What about dealing drugs to kids? Dealing drugs to kids? I think I would disagree with that, probably because I think there's something exceptional about addictive substances and children. That being said, I think a lot of
Agreed.
contract law. Kids can't sign contracts. So there's nothing wrong. Do you see what I'm getting at? Eventually, you do agree that a conservative framework is necessary. I don't think that's a conservative framework because there are other things I care about that you would always disagree with, like collective ownership of production. Which I think private property.
He just set him off like a fucking firework right there. Yeah, you know I don't like that shit, buddy.
It feels like
I know, right? And Ian, you collected a bunch of right. So right.
Okay.
All right, yeah, go do it.
Oh, we got a tinkle. All right, let's do a toke and a little bit of toke. While he takes a tinkle, you know. Look at him run! Look at him run! Look at his tiny ass. It's about as small as his fucking face. He's gonna go cry. Go cry in the bathroom, Charlie. Go put your fucking feet up on the goddamn like toilet and shit, and just sit there with your fucking knees in your fucking face. Do that shit. Come on.
We conquered the world, and God willing, we survive 1,000 years from now.
Plot twist: Charlie Kirk has a catheter.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Got a urine bag right next to him. I didn't need to do that the entire time.
The issue is that.
Or I guarantee you right now that man let off like a silent, deadly cabbage fart and just left the room like it was nothing. I guarantee you that's what happened. And now they don't want to mention it. Surely about to drop a Kirk. I wonder what the Kirk's gonna be.
We clearly haven't been
Intelligence is separated.
So now it's gonna be Tim Pool. Well, Charlie Kirk takes a tinkle. It's gonna be Tim Pool versus Bosch.
All right. Gazelle, runs faster. The lion has to run faster. The zebras and the stripes are confusing. Some get away, some don't. There's a natural adaptation process. We know that.
Yeah, Bosch's name is Ian. Yeah.
I just talking about evolution. Non-controversial topic. No. Well, in a non-controversial way. Believe it or not, you'll have to catch the behind-the-scenes release.
What is Charlie doing right now? He fucking Xander Hall put up a poll. Peeing and pooping. Desperately checking his notes.
I just think that we also experience.
Oh, the normal pills. I forgot about the normal pills.
Incentives than any other thing.
So, Ian's got a bunch of questions. awesome things. I wanna read one
Sweden never
question
recalls me in.
from Adam Schrader, who said, "So far, this whole conversation reminds me of
Like, I understand this is his real name, but like, why would you use that? Nobody knows Vosh as Ian most of the time.
I know a lot of people disagree with each other, especially in the chat. Not everyone gets along, but I think.
Oh yeah, this chat is a fucking like Timple's chat right now is a fucking like war zone.
And then afterwards,
Oh, the hippie, like everybody's getting up to go cry. But if I checked Timple's comment section a couple minutes ago, not good at all. And everybody loves Vosh, but then there's like a majority of Vosh, well, not Vosh fans, but people who are like rooting for Vosh. And then there's the fucking Kirk fans that are like spamming it out and trying to fucking fight the other people. You know, it's fucking hilarious. It is weird seeing these people put fire emojis next to somebody as like fucking like inclusive and conservative. Well, not inclusive. Well, inclusive. I feel like I'm using that term wrong. But like, oh no, exclusive. There we go, exclusive. He's very exclusive and very conservative. Fucking saying inclusive. I'm pretty sure I just said he's fucking open to everything, which is a total lie. He's open to barely anything. Vosh trending on Twitter. I'm not surprised.
I know in human bodies develop. The genuine.
So let me check right now.
The intuitive answer from me.
I wonder if he had an. Let's see. This will prove how popular Vosh is. Does he have a trending description? Does he have it? Come on, baby, vending descriptions.
Well, that's not what. That's 6? No.
As early as 6 weeks, could be as late as 6 weeks, early as 25 days.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, these are interesting metrics. I think that my understanding of consciousness is more of an emergent property of experience, more so than it is. I would have to reread it. It's been a while since.
I don't think you know what I love is you said, when do you think life begins? That was your question. I love how framing changes everything. Watch out. Ask me now.
Yeah. I guarantee you right now, there's more people talking about the Vosh Charlie Kirk debate than Dipset and the Lokes. Why is that number one on trending?
It's interesting how framing changes everything.
To me, it's more, I guess, for me, because like